God says to Paul, when it's easy to do, it doesn't mean anything. You don't get any points. When it's hard to do, that's when you get all the points. What is so hard about the job that you have to do right now? And very quickly jot down a few reasons in your journal why it's so hard. Okay, so you want to look at your list. God is also looking at that list. And those are all the reasons why you get all the points. When you do something that's hard with no resources, that's when God gives you the points. And Paul asked God, there's a point system? Are you actually scoring us? And God replies, there are points, places in my heart, where when you do something that touches me, because I knew you didn't have the money, time, or resources, and it didn't come easy for you, but you did it anyways, you create a point in my heart. And Paul says, like a tally mark? And God says, like a mountain peak. I stand on top of these points, just like I stand on top of a mountain peak. And I look out on our life and I realize that this is the point of life. The point of life is not the valleys, the times when everything comes easy to you. The valleys are where you have all this open space to do whatever you like and whatever is the easiest, that takes the lowest amount of effort. Do you ever notice that in those valleys, there's no points, there's no peaks, just flat ground? But you and I, Paul, we have all these mountains, all these points that we've created together. We can climb those mountains and look out at the landscape of our life and see that we have so many points. We have low points that turn into high points. Everything we do has a point. It has a vista and a view. Not very many people get to the top of the mountain because they're not willing to do the hard climb. But you and I have been at the top of the mountain countless times, probably hundreds. Nothing we do is easy because nothing we do is pointless. Things come hard. That's exactly why they're worth it. You see those rich people who feel like nothing's worth it because nothing takes any effort, just feels worthless? You and I know that everything feels like it's worth it. It's not an illusion in our minds, it's an actual point inside our heart. It's a mountain peak. You can look at someone's heart, and if you're me, God, you can see who has mountain peaks inside of them and who doesn't. That's why I chose you and not the pretty boys to do this job. They simply don't have the terrain inside of them to make it worth it. All that hardship you've been through and are willing to put yourself through. That's why you're the guy. You're the one. You're who I chose to build my dream with. And Paul replies to God, I thought that you love everyone equally. And God says, you can't measure love, so you can't say that you love someone equally as another person. Love is immeasurable. Love is not a quantity. It's a vibration. And that means I reflect back to people the quality of the love that they emanate towards me, because that's all they can handle. Those pretty boys lying in the flat valleys can only handle going to the shopping mall with me and getting their Tesla Cybertruck valet parked. That's all they can handle. So when I, God, go hang out with them, it's just usually lunch, some golf. But the quality of love that you emanate towards me, you can handle more. You can actually change the course of history. So you and I are not going to play golf. No, you and I, we're going to go take down some empires and create a movement that liberates people from their suffering forever. Please write in your journal, the universe is a reflection of my self-love and my effort. Paul says to God, yeah, it sounds like you have favorites. God says, yeah. Paul says, what? God says, I'm biased. I'm always on your side. I'm not impartial. Where did you hear that crap? I favor some folks over others. Apollo's like, what? You're God. And God says, but I'm also human. And Paul says, but you're also God. And the sun sets, the stars come out. You can hear their conversation. But I'm also human. But you are also God. But I'm also human. But you're also God. But I'm also human. But you're also God. But I'm also human. So I'm one of your favorites for shizzle.